And 3, 2, 1. Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 405. Where Drew and myself will be going through your comics originally releasing. We are into October. We will be looking at October 4th, 2017. But Drew, before we get into what's going on in your local LCS this coming Wednesday, we got some stuff to talk about from our viewers and some other happenings in the wide world of comics.
Listeners, but okay.
Crap, yeah.
Aaron Churchill says, just listen to the week's podcast. Eric was a good guest. Enjoyed his input and thoughts from the retailer and fan perspective. On another highlight, the FOC information Eric added at the end was great. I'm voting for this to be a new feature. Can they be added to the show notes? I've Googled around trying to find this information, and it's not easy to find. Nope. Just your retailer has it. Also, well, we're going to add that. Maybe if we get to 75 iTunes reviews, we'll think about it. Another self-serving thought, because I would be willing to do what is being suggested. Next time there's a vacation or something, maybe you can invite a listener to be a guest. I'm not suggesting you go out of your way, but if they were able to do it on your time schedule, and I also understand this is putting in more on you to try this, but thought it might be fun. The Kylecast guys have been good guests, and you've done a couple of solo episodes, but why not see if someone would be willing to give up a little of their time to do this with you? I have no problem with this. Kyle, do you have a problem with this?
None whatsoever, but I'll more than likely be the guy on vacation.
The problem is there are technical requirements. You have to have Audacity.
Free?
Which is free. You have to have a decent mic. You have to have Skype.
Which is free.
Also free. You have to be available at 10:30 Eastern on Friday nights. Unless it's me doing it, then you have to be available earlier than that. Kyle's available at 10:30. I could probably swing it earlier.
There you go.
So, if listeners want to put themselves on a short list, we could try that, maybe, and give it a shot. It would be fun.
I'm thinking Patreon tier. There we go.
Okay, so we need more iTunes reviews, and then we need a non-existent Patreon tier. Gotcha.
No, absolutely. I would love to touch base with the listeners more and get their input. I know there's a lot of awesome listeners out there who actually have more knowledge than I do and would probably add more to the show than myself, so I'm all for it.
Ain't that the truth?
Hey!
I'm just kidding. We all have our strengths. Well, you'll find yours someday.
Just keep swimming.
Just thoughts. Really enjoy the show. And also, I like it that you put it on Saturday. Not much comes out over the weekend. And this is one I look forward to without being crowded out by other stuff. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. And if the FOC becomes a thing, it'll give time to jump on there. Thanks for everything. Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate that. That's good to hear. Jason echoes those thoughts. He just listened to the last episode, and he thought it was great. Love the segment where you guys go over the monthly numbers, and Eric was given the store's monthly numbers as well. So he echoes that sentiment. We had fun, and of course those guys have a standing invitation. Both Eric and James have a standing invitation to each month's numbers. They're busy guys.
Yep.
They've got jobs, day jobs. They've got a store to run. Oh, and by the way, they've got their own podcast, the Cowcast, which is better than ours. And you should definitely listen to it. It's really good.
And
families, yeah, those pesky families. So we will definitely reach out to them for their perspective and numbers. The monthly numbers are a good fit, I think, for the retailer perspective to weigh in. We can't promise that they can always do it because, like I said, they're busy folks. But yeah, we do appreciate that and think they add a lot to our show.
Yeah, they do a good job with kind of a more down-to-earth, position on things. And we see these giant numbers, and then they'll say, well, the big reason that doesn't make a big splash for us is because they're offering a super deep cut on those. So a lot of shots are getting a great deal. So that's why that one should be a little overinflated. Or, oh, they were actually tossing those out for free. Or, oh, they did an extra cover on there that was easy to get. So,
and if retailers bought 200% of their previous order on that, then they got it for 15% less than they normally do. So that's why there's a spike there. And there's some really really interesting inside baseball stuff, information that they know that really kind of illuminates why those numbers go crazy sometimes. We have some cool news. Rick Remender's Deadly Class. The pilot has been officially ordered by Sci-Fi, so that's a little better than development. That means there's a chance. That's a chance that it could get picked up as a series. I think I still have some Deadly Class floating around.
I've got variants of Deadly Class. I got DCBS specials of Deadly Class. I got A's and B's of 1 through 3 of Deadly Class. So come on,
you're really
Deadly
hoping.
Class. Let's hit hard and let's hit good.
We want it to be the next Walking Dead, then. I guess.
We want it to. Yes, absolutely.
So it is on Sci-Fi, which sometimes is terrible.
Didn't they give us Sharknado? Yeah, yes. Come on. See,
but
change the industry.
Sometimes it has good stuff.
Sci-Fi giveth and Sci-Fi taketh away.
Yeah, so we're rooting for that. And this weekend, weird spec stuff. Redneck number 6 has a cover B with a pink signature, a la that Walking Dead from a couple
it
weeks
seems
ago.
to be. I didn't catch. We sussed out the pink signature variant of the B cover of the last Walking Dead was approximately a secret 1 in 12 ratio on the variant.
Oh, how did you figure that out?
I read it somewhere that it seems to be that's about what they were doing on it. There was additional pages as well in those Walking Deads. With this Redneck number 6, the print run's going to be super low, and so many people don't do B covers for Image stuff, so that's going to be even more super low. And then, of course, it being a ratioed out, not very many of them, that's even more super low on that. I haven't caught whether there's additional pages in the back of it or not, but there are not a ton of these, I would imagine, out there.
Yeah, our informal poll of Cowabunga. They didn't get any.
Yeah.
I didn't check around anywhere else, but
Yeah, and they're between $30 and $40 a piece online right now.
Yeah. Some of the stuff from last week from Pix that we may have mentioned. I think we mentioned all these. I was looking over at Comics Heating Up to see if they picked up something that we didn't. They talk about Black Magic 8, Redneck 6, Saga 47, Southern Bastards 18. I think we mentioned all 4 of those. DuckTales number 1. I think we talked about that, but weren't real high on it.
Yeah, well, that was a big pass on us, but yeah.
They talk about Thor 23's Hella Venomized cover from last Wednesday. It's a beautiful cover. Hela is going to be in the Thor movie, so that was their reasoning there. They were really high on Graveland number 1. It's a supernatural book about the San Andreas Fault opening up. Do you remember that?
Yes.
We talked about it, yeah. They talk about Malefic. It's Dan Schaefer's work. And it's sold out online, so they thought that might be hot. I think we were pretty unimpressed with the solicit for that one, if I recall. They were talking about Marvel Legacy because of its, even though it has a huge print run, if you can get one of the lower print run variants, and there's some really cool reveals in there, which we have read, and I think there's some cool reveals, but I'm not a jaded comic book reader like yourself. I'm, cockeyed optimist, or whatever the the saying is.
Drew's short box is half full.
Yeah. And then their pick of the week was Spider-Gwen 24, which we missed, I believe. It's a big one, sold out, $12 and up on eBay. And do you know the reason why?
I do not necessarily know the reason why. I saw a lot of things on that post. It's a Gwenum possibly starts here.
Was that the real
preview
reason?
shows the symbiote taking over Wolverine, so I'm going to take a guess that the symbiote will also be taking over Gwen in that issue, but I didn't catch whether it actually happened.
Let me see. They're doing spoiler alerts. Let's see. We get Venom. Yeah, I can't. They have everything hidden under spoiler alerts. Oh, I guess you got to click on them.
I was gonna say,
It's my first time on the internet. Yeah, I don't know. I can't read this stuff. But anyway, so Spider-Gwen 24, we missed the mark on that one.
Yeah, Spider-Man 24 had a regular Robert
Spider-Gwen,
Rodriguez cover, Spider-Gwen, and then there was a variant by Paulo Siqueira.
Yeah. So that's interesting, and it's possible that your LCS still has them laying on the shelf.
Yeah. A lot of people were also complaining about that none of them were in good condition. A lot of with that black cover, a lot of them were screwed up.
We've got a question and conversation I had with Mike Myers over at Mike M's Weekly Reads. He is a mood reader. Let me explain what that is.
Does that mean he changes collars?
No.
That's
It's not like a mood.
That's a mood ring.
Like
I apologize.
Not like a mood ring, but he notoriously buys most of previews. So he gets like 80 comics a week in his box. He probably reads about 20 or 30 because he reads by mood. So, and he has kind of a cool explanation for this. He talks about, it's the way he eats food. He doesn't eat a pizza just because.
I do.
He eats a pizza because he wants a pizza. He watches a TV show because he's in the mood to watch that TV show. He watches stuff when he wants. He reads comics when he wants. And so, therefore, he thinks that is directly tied to why he likes more comics than most people who read comics, the way I read comics. And that is kind of led to the question, how do you read your comics? What format? What's the order that you read them in? Publisher, alphabetical, how do you read them? Character, whatever. What setting do you read your comics in? So, I will. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go?
Yeah,
first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I read primarily a lot of digital. I read. I mean, the top of the stacks are my long running obsessions. So, if there's a Saga, a Walking Dead, a Paper Girls, or anything with Nightwing, those are immediates. That's just what I do. The things I read the last is if I'm reading any type of event or metal or anything with a longer reach. That's always my last thing I read usually.
That's your last thing, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I always put those off till the very end of things.
Okay.
Lately, I've been Rebirth got me behind on so much stuff because I tried to go all in and I just kind of overloaded myself. So I'm reading more stuff 2 or 3 issues at a time instead of singles like I primarily did for multiple years. I just read the week, especially since we were doing a review show at the time. But now I'm starting to do more trade weighting with things. Really, really enjoy that on Image, primarily the creator and stuff. My favorite way to do that is to just jump in those worlds and just bowl through 5, 6 of them. I love kind of just getting caught up in those worlds and reading those, but I still love doing week to week. So on Walking Dead's, Sagas, all that BKV stuff, all my Nightwing and all that.
And do you read in a specific room?
No, I'll read at work or down in my cave.
In the man cave?
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice. I read 90% digitally.
I need to get a nice 10-inch tablet like you have. That I'm reading on. Yeah, I need a nice tablet. I think that would help.
Yeah. I sometimes read on my phone. It's horrible. But yeah, for the most part, I read on my tablet. I read in bed primarily. Sometimes on the couch, but for the most part in bed. Before I go to sleep, and I usually read 3 to 5 a night. So something like that. Sometimes I go more if I can't sleep, and sometimes I'm zonked and I read 1 or 2. But I cherry pick. So all the new releases, I go through and pick the stuff that I love the most. Southern Bastards comes out, it's getting read. Walking Dead comes out, it's getting read. I cherry pick the stuff I love the most and read it right away. And then I read the hot event book.
Yeah.
So I read Secret Empire first. I read Metal first. I did not save those, so it's a little different. And then,
see, I jumped those because they're a number 1. I'll put those closer to the top of the list. If it's a number 1, I'm like, okay, what is this about that I'll grab?
Yeah. Then I group in four categories: Marvel, DC, Image, everything else. So I go through and I go Image, and I read all of the Image that's left. Then I go DC or Marvel, depending on who has the cooler stuff left. And then I'll read those until I knock that publisher out completely. And then I go back half, and I read alphabetically from the top or the bottom. So, because they're in alphabetical order, I'll read the A's for a while, and then maybe I'll drop down to the Z's and read up. And for the last 6 months, I haven't finished the back half. I've just added to it. So there's always new A's and stuff. So, so that's a little weird and different. But yeah, so I try to stay current, Marvel, DC, Image, and then, cherry pick my favorite stuff from everybody, from all the publishers. And then the stuff that I just, I think can wait, just kind of backs up and I read alphabetically.
But as far as mood reading, I occasionally find myself doing that. I'll front load a lot of happy stuff, like, oh, I want to read Gwenpool, or I want to read The Few. Man, those are just fun reads.
Yeah.
Those always end up pushed closer to the front, just because they're usually fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes something catches my eye, and I'm like, because we had talked about it the week before in the sneak peek, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I got to check that out first thing, because it was an interest. So I might mix up my format, but for the most part, that's kind of how I do it. And we want to open this up to you guys, the listener. You can hit us up on via our email, or hit us up on Facebook, Twitter. You should know how to get to us by now, but if not, it's at comicsfunprofit.com for all of our links, or you can find us on Comics for Fun and Profit in Facebook, and Comics Fun Profit on Twitter. And our email is comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com. So we'd love to hear, how do you read your comics?
If you read single issues in the bathtub every night, let us know. If you're
trade waiter,
doing digital on the way to work, let us know.
If you do digital on the way to work, something's wrong, unless you're riding the subway. And yeah, if you're a trade waiter, all that stuff. If you read by publisher, if you read alphabetically like some goobers do, be interesting to hear. So yeah, thanks, and share that with us.
Read alphabetically by writer. Only Jason Aaron first.
That's cool. And that's perfectly legit. That is perfectly legit.
Anything else, sir?
Oh no, let's sneak peek this.
All right, let's head on over to previewsworld.com. Let's click on our upcoming releases. Scroll down, we will find October 4th, 2017. Drew, let's start where we always love to start. Let's start in Dark Horse. Dark Horse has one book.
It's the first of the month. Shouldn't there be more?
Well, let's see how many weeks we have in October. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, only 4 weeks in October releasing. And,
has Dark Horse been a real disappointment the last 6 months?
The last 6 years, yes.
But no, it seems like lately,
Mm-hmm.
in the last 6 months, it's been incredibly thin.
Yeah.
Like they might have you having money problems then.
Yeah, I mean, when that Band-Aid that is Star Wars gets pulled from you, Sometimes it's just tough.
You think they haven't recovered from that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, will you be reading Usagi Yojimbo number 162?
I will. That has 0 spec value.
Correct.
It has negative spec
Yeah,
value.
that is only relevant to those of us who love rabbits in kimonos.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah. I think so.
Let's head on down to DC Comics. Is this the final All-Star Batman?
Yeah. Are we excited? Are we excited it's over? Have you enjoyed it at all? Have you read it at all?
We are indifferent because we haven't read it since number 5.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm current, but that means if I don't know, that's bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I am excited about the finale to the War of Jokes and Riddles.
Yeah.
But not for the reason you think. Because I want to get back to this proposal thing, and I want to get to see what's going on with Catwoman and Batman.
So really rad Mikhail Yanin cover A on that.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? This is 32. The next issue, Joelle Jones. I think I may have misspoke a episode or two ago and said 31 was going to be Joelle Jones. I'm pretty sure it's 33.
Gotcha.
So it's the next one. So in 2 weeks, it should be Joelle Jones on art.
And here, okay. Next we have Sean Murphy doing writing and art on Batman White Knight number 1.
Okay.
In a world where Batman has gone too far, the Joker must save Gotham City. He's been called a maniac, a killer, and the clown prince of crime, but White Knight, never. Until now. Set in a world where the Joker is cured of his insanity and homicidal tendencies, the Joker, now known as Jack, sets about trying to right his wrongs. First, he plans to reconcile with Harley Quinn, and then he'll try to save the city from the one person who he thinks is truly Gotham's greatest villain, Batman.
Wow. Sean Murphy. And
Yeah.
That's going to look pretty for sure. I don't know if he's a good writer, but this stuff is sucking me in. This metal stuff is sucking me in. So
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't metal though.
This isn't
just
metal. This is outside of it.
I'm still checking it out. Still excited about it.
Absolutely. It looks pretty rad. $4. It is a one of
7.
One of 7 issues.
Interesting.
Dastardly and Muttley 2 of 6.
Yeah. I didn't read the first one. Did you?
No.
I glanced at it and I couldn't do it.
That is more than I even did. I always look at Deathstroke because, man, these white suits are pretty rad looking.
Green Arrow 32 is the metal tie-in.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Stefan Shezik on cover A.
Man, he's doing a lot.
Yeah, but I like all of it.
Doing too much?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. Is the Harley and Ivy? Is that a? Is
Harley and
doing...
Ivy and Betty and Veronica.
Oh,
So
and
this is a crossover with our Archie comics.
And the cover C is Adam Hughes. Very nice.
Amanda Connor on cover A. Yeah, cover C on the Adam Hughes. Free college tuition for all Riverdale residents. That's the plan after the town drains the wetlands that lie between it and Gotham City and then build a new campus. The only snag, a certain botany-obsessed supervillain, when Poison Ivy enlists her bestie Harley to kidnap both Veronica Lodge, daughter of Riverdale's most important citizen, and her friend Betty. She's counting on some assistance, and the mayhem that ensues will probably work as well. Huh. Okay, I like the Adam Hughes cover. I like nothing else about this.
I think from the last 6 months, we can deduce that DC pays their artists more than Marvel does.
Okay.
Because the covers, I think, are far and away better on DC books than they are in Marvel. Now, Marvel still has some beautiful covers, don't get me wrong. Yep. But I don't seem to be doing double takes, thinking about buying books based on a cover that I wouldn't normally read over at Marvel.
We look at open to order. We don't dig through the 1 in 25, 1 in 50,
True,
1 in 100.
true.
We
You're
are not
right.
looking
You're
at the
right. You're
Marvels that are high dollar, high artist.
So
if we looked at those, we would realize we couldn't and do not afford them necessarily.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But we'd see some good stuff over there.
So that's what I'm okay. The open to order stuff is a higher quality art,
Correct.
I think.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay. So did we talk about the Casey Jones cover B on Nightwing?
No, I haven't made there yet. I was going to point out Cho on the regular Harley title.
Oh,
we continue
another
to
Cho.
do Vote Harley.
That's beautiful.
And we have another not good Casey Jones cover B.
Oh, you don't like that? You don't like
No,
that?
No,
I thought it was kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm not. I want. Give me. No.
No, okay.
No.
You heard it here, folks. This is a Nightwing guy. So
I'm a big Nightwing guy, and I'm ordering A's and B's on everything. Have since.
so you're disappointed, but still buying a second cover.
Yeah. I know.
Because you're in for
Mr.
opinion.
Vote with his wallet is not that guy. Yeah,
because you have a string of cover A's and cover B's and you can't stop.
Correct. I have.
It's a sickness.
Yes. You got me.
Okay. Guilty.
Yeah.
You go ahead and talk about. You can
with
go ahead
Superman
and talk
32.
about IDW and the rest of DC. I'm just going to go to look at Image for a second.
Superman 32. Tyler Kirkham on the cover A. We have the concluding chapter of Breaking Point Deathstroke.
Nice.
That is all I have with DC. Anything else? Let's head on down to IDW and scan it. Doesn't look to be a ton. Just a couple My Little Pony books, a couple Judge Dredd books, and then some other collected items.
Wow.
So, Drew, we're down to Image. We've caught up to.
Oh, it's Walking Dead tributes.
Oh,
Both
snap.
color and black and white.
And we know you're all in, correct?
I am so all in. I don't know what it is about these. I mean, these are derivative, right? They're super derivative.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing new here, but I love them. I love them, and I just want them all. And I can't wait to get them all and put them on the table and stare at them and I don't know what I'm going to do with them after that. But they're
I only went for good artists and skipped a lot of crappy artists. So the one I'm the most interested in is I Hate Fairyland's number 100.
That's a beautiful one,
That
too.
is cool.
That's a wrap, right?
Yep.
Wrap cover?
Yep.
So
I
great.
have the chromium version of the Walking Dead one for this 100 and all that crap.
I wonder if I remember that Manifest Destiny had 2 covers on my order.
Doubt it.
I doubt it. I'll have to check. See if I got both of those coming.
Postal, not a bad. That's a pretty rad little Walking Dead tribute cover. I like that.
For Postal?
Yep. Regression. I like that one. I remember that book. Remember issue 145.
I mean, I guarantee you the some of these black and whites are going to be scarce because the cutoff was so quick.
And but some of them you're like, okay, slots number 1. That's just, I don't.
Slots number 1 is a good one because it's a number 1 issue of a comic too.
All right, click on it and look at it. Is that good?
It's indicative of reminiscent of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's true. But that's all it.
That's good enough.
Ooh. You know what my big thing this week is?
This is a pet peeve.
No, just the thing I'm looking forward to the most from Image.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Negan hardcover.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Now, is it just what I read in the inserts? The Image Plus inserts?
Let me tell you what's going on here. Who is Negan? Since his debut in The Walking Dead 100, the charismatic psychopath, I think I've described you as that before, Andy,
Yes.
antagonizing Rick Grimes, murdering his friends with a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, which he calls Lucille, and led the Saviors into war against Alexandria and the neighboring communities. But who was he before society broke down? That question will be answered here, collecting the Here's Negan story, originally serialized in the Image Plus magazine.
Okay. So it's like 20, 24 4-pagers? No, 12 4-pagers?
12 4-pagers. So we're looking at 48 pages.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, that was good. It was really good. Really good story. And it'll be fun to see in the oversized hardcover with the pretty art.
Yep.
I'll be looking forward to that. After last issue's postal, I tweeted to Brian Hill, pretty please let Mark have a happy ending. I'm concerned the way this book is going. Mm-hmm. And the solicit for 20... Well, first his response was, well, that depends on what your definition of happy is. So that scared me. And then the solicit reads, Mark and Maggie's happy ending is threatened by the FBI and their march on Eden. So he's playing with me. I think he's toying with me. Mm-hmm. Or he doesn't know I exist. That's also possible. Great read, though. And it is coming towards an end, I think. So it's going to be fun.
Paper Girls 16.
Who's not excited about that?
The beginning of the fourth story arc. Can't beat that.
BKV doesn't play around with the cover Bs very often, does he?
No, not at all.
Not a lot of that. Neither did... Well, no, just him.
Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, tell me about Slots number 1, since you were excited.
I was excited. It's Dan Panosian. You can say this about the life of Stanley Dance. He did it his way. Unfortunately, his way never took getting old into account. Now, the former boxer is on his last legs, looking for redemption, but he'll settle for going down swinging. I read a sneak peek of this in the back of some comic last week or the week before, and liked it. Liked what I read. Looked good, so that was enough there for me to get a little taste and make me excited about this book. So I look forward to this.
Drew, I've been reading Spread since issue number 1.
Yeah.
Buying it every single week. I'm a few behind, but here we have issue 22, the new story arc and the beginning of the final story arc for Spread. Damocles, Part 1. No and Hope are on the run from Ravello and the Spread, trying to get to a place where they can be rescued, but the Spread has other ideas. This should be action-packed. This should be fun. We had a little lull in there where our main character was unconscious for far too many issues.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
And ditto, I've been reading Stray Bullets, Sunshine, and Roses since the beginning. Mm-hmm. I am current. This is one of those comics that I keep reading an issue, putting it down, saying, wow, it was really a great ending to this series. And then another issue comes out. So it does some things where it's like, that's a really good way to tie these up. And then they just keep going. So this is 28. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know when he's ending. Still fun. It's kind of going off on a tangent now, but it's a tangent that I enjoy. And nobody reads it. Nobody reads this book. But you know who does read? What book they do read?
Walking Dead 172.
I wish we had time to read the whole solicit. Do you have time, you think?
Oh, let me get a whole big catch of breath and let's try this. Hilltop Reborn. The hilltop is rebuilt as other parts of the world are torn down.
And my man is on top there. Oh, one eye.
I don't remember him being a lefty.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I wonder why that is.
Reprint that.
Yeah. So Carl's roofing a house at the hilltop, and carpentry. That's the focus of the issue.
Nothing more exciting than hammer and nails.
I wonder if Carl is a lefty and always has been. Well, this is.
I'm legitimately thinking back to anything he's done with anything that swung anything, and whether he's normally left-handed.
Let's grab your omnibuy and let's start flipping through. See what gun, because he's held guns on the covers of things before.
Yeah, so I immediately flopped back and was like, that was an M16 on that one. So no, that wasn't.
Okay. So Matt Hawkins is cranking out another book, Warframe number
I
one.
have this game.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what is it?
The critically acclaimed free-to-play cooperative shooter comes to comics. In
Like
the
Contra
future,
cooperative shooter?
no, first person.
Okay.
Yeah. In the future, humanity's descendants scramble to survive in a galaxy rife with conflict. Scavenging for ancient technology and long-forgotten secrets, only the Tenno, powerful warriors, battle to preserve peace and keep the technology masterpieces of the long-dead Orokin out of the wrong hands. Now a faction of enhanced Grinier soldiers under the tactician Captain Vor scour the earth for a hidden artifact, and only a lone Tenno and a blinded girl can stop them.
Contra was the last shooter that I enjoyed playing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sad.
The art is done by Studio Hive?
Yeah. What's that about?
I'm not sure.
Weird.
I'm not sure if that just means they're printing pictures from digital outputs from the game or what. Who knows? Anything else we need to talk about in Image?
I think that's a pretty good slate.
Yeah, pretty good Image week, especially compared to the Dark Horses.
Yeah.
All right, let's head on and see what Marvel has in store for us. Black Bolt 6, Hawkeye 11.
A second printing on that Generations Iron Man and Ironheart. I found that one kind of boring.
Saw a really cool interview with Senna Grace, who does the Iceman comic.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty low numbers on that, but seems like a really good guy. So, secretly rooting for that book.
He was he a Walking Dead editor as well?
Yes, he was the first Walking Dead editor.
Yeah, and then Makowitz took over for him.
Yeah.
Now he's gone off to fly his wings as well.
Yeah. In that interview with him, he talked about all the things he had to do to try to help get Walking Dead 100 published and everything, and how lenticulars weren't necessarily done before that one. So that was a bit of a difficulty.
You mean the Chromium?
Yeah, the Chromium.
That was a tough sell for the publisher or for the printer? Or?
Yeah, it was a tough sell for the printer and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Cause like, what is this technology from the 90s
that
you speak of?
We recapture. Journey into Star Wars Last Jedi, Captain Phasma 3.
Punisher Platoon #1. This is written by the great Garth Ennis, who I will be talking to later on this month. Well, next month. What is tomorrow? When you
Tomorrow
listen to this,
it'll
it'll still be September. So, yes, Garth Ennis will be at the world's smallest Comic-Con in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, on the 28th of October. So, if you'd like to join me, we can talk to him and Joe Pruitt and who's the other guy? Doing the shop variant. Shoot.
Yeah, I lost it.
I lost it too. My apologies to Cowabunga. They'll let me know. By the time Punisher was born in Vietnam, Frank Castle had already become a dark legend of the battlefield. Stories about him were told in whispers, if at all. Now the legendary Punisher team of Garth Ennis and Goran Parlov, who did Punisher Max and Fury Max, brings the first of those stories to light. The tale of Frank Castle's first command and his first kill. Don't miss this epic new series. Now if you push Preacher aside, and my beloved Crossed, but that's kind of a smaller niche. But Garth Ennis is most known for Punisher, his Punisher run, and his love of war comics. So if you put Punisher in Vietnam, that's a pretty good mix. This should be something really good, really well done, fun. Not sure about spec value on it, but I'm still excited about reading it.
Still excited. Sorry, my browser is attempting to crash on me.
That's no good. We've got Spider-Man 21, the Miles Morales Spider-Man. We've got Spider-Man Deadpool 22. I've stopped reading that. Are you reading that still?
No.
No. Then we have a little something called Spirits of Vengeance, which is a legacy title written by Victor Gischler with art by David Baldion and a cover by Dan Mora. War at the Gates of Hell, Part 1. And so this has got some Ghost Rider in it. A dead angel, a silver bullet, a kept promise. For ages, the war between heaven and hell raged in the unseen corners of society, both sides in delicate balance that could topple if the right weapons were in the wrong hands. When an undercover angel is murdered, Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, must find the killers and punish them. But this time he won't do it alone. A deadly team must rise from the darkest depths of the Marvel Universe to form an unholy alliance. Hellstorm, Satana, Blade, they are the spirits of vengeance. And plus, this includes 3 bonus Marvel Primer pages. Story by Robbie Thompson and TBA.
We got all kinds of Venom stuff going on here. Venomverse 5 as we wind that series down. And Venom 155 is a legacy, as we've renumbered that. Art by Mark Bagley.
The Werewolf by Night complete collection, which of course, does it contain a... No, it does not contain issue 32, so that's the Moon Knight. This is just about Marvel, or just about Werewolf by Night, so
There you go.
Because it wouldn't. So if you're a big fan, I'm not.
Save your money.
Yeah. X-Men Gold, still a thing, and that's its legacy number. Explain to me why we're not legacying Uncanny X-Men.
I don't know.
Why are we not doing that? Why are we still doing X-Men Gold and Blue? What's the plan?
Yeah.
What's going on?
That I could not tell you.
So that means something. So they're saving it?
Yes.
So they need to
put those 2 numbers together and add it up, and they'll be very close to 1,000.
I wonder. I wonder if they're going to debut a big number to try to steal the thunder of Action or Detectives 1000. And debut that later. I'm guessing that's what they're going to do. After some of the revelations in Legacy get played out, and maybe rejigger that for a big number and a Legacy launch. But it's a miss not to have an Uncanny Legacy, right?
I agree. If you're doing all this and you're doing things, you got to grab your staple.
It's a giant hole.
Yeah.
Not to have an Uncanny X-Men Legacy number. So it's coming, folks. But wonder when.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Anything else in Marvel?
Not really. I mean, I like Darth Vader. I still like Star Wars a lot.
Yeah, I'm very interested in the Star Wars because it's got that Scar Squadron.
Yeah. I was going to say I don't enjoy the Scar Squadron story very much.
I just like the idea of stormtroopers that wield lightsabers. I mean, maybe that's the 11-year-old in me.
I get. In theory, it seems kind of cool, but so far it hasn't been.
Totally Awesome Hulk 20 second print.
And that's before the Hulk one, right?
Yeah, it's before we got our Weapon H.
Weapon H, yeah.
All right, Drew, let's head on down to our smaller publishers, our Onis, our Booms, our Dynamites, our Aftershocks.
There's another book, Amerikarate, which I read 6, and I thought that was a really nice series. And I guess it wasn't over, so that's interesting. There must be a new story arc. I can never tell anymore. And then books that you think are just super ongoing, right?
Yeah.
They're just over.
They just stop.
Yeah. We got the Archies, #1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little Archie overloaded.
But you'll be buying issue 2 of this because it has our super secret Fiona cover.
Yes, of course. But I'll do it begrudgingly.
As we do most things.
Yeah.
What do we have? We have Charlton Arrow 1. An $8 book by AC Comics. So I'm already moving on.
Yeah. And do you remember when I gave a lukewarm review to Centipede #1?
Yes.
I said, not great. I'm probably not going to read anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I did end up reading issue 2, and I kind of liked it.
Hey, all right.
And then now I'm probably going to read issue 3. And this is my buddy Max Bemis.
Oh, okay.
The lead singer of Say Anything.
Gotcha.
And it's got Francesco Francavilla doing the covers. It's a weird little book that's not really about Centipede, but yeah, it's kind of something I'm enjoying. I'm kind of regretting not reading Sword Quest now. The other Atari reissue that they did. Probably should have given that a shot.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure you got some Sword Quest because didn't they have a 25-cent zero issue and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's right. I got the 0.
There you go. Eugenic #1 by James Tynion IV and Eric Donovan from the GLAAD Award nominated team James Tynion IV and Eric Donovan from Constantine Hellblazer comes a new vision of humanity's future in the veins of Black Mirror. When a plague ravages the world, one scientist discovers the cure and becomes the savior of mankind. Hope is restored and the world rebuilds. But then people who took the cure begin having children who are unnatural, and the definition of quote unquote normal is forever altered.
So are James Tynion and Eric Donovan GLAAD Award nominated for the book before this, the volume before this, or for something else?
GLAAD Award nominated team. I'm unaware.
So something else that they did. I don't think it was for his run on Detective.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. I think this was like the 3rd volume in this, and it's $5.
Is it?
$6?
Yeah,
$6. There's a lot going against it. Yeah. Not our thing.
But like Boom has done well by me in the past. Which is why
Well, if Eric were here, he'd want to make sure we mentioned Hackslash because it's not Tim Seeley. Oh, okay. So it's Hackslash is Tim Seeley though, right?
Yes.
And he's loaned it to Sean Aldridge to write because of the Vampirella connection, I guess. Interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah, James Tynion IV GLAAD Award for The Woods.
Okay. If you missed Christopher Sabella's Heartthrob when it came out, and you want to check it out, it is available from Oni Press for $1 on Wednesday. So, if your shop carries it, pick it up for $1.
There you go. Still doing Jazz Maynard?
Yep, still doing Jazz Maynard and Hillbilly as well
Hillbilly.
from Albatross Funny Books. I'm a few behind on those, but still a fan. The old Jungle Fantasy Survivors. There's only 17, 18 different covers there to choose from. All at $6 to $8. Enjoy.
Robotech #1 with its 3rd print. I passed on it because it is not the Art Germ cover.
Well, there's another Malefic already. #2 is out.
What is it? Oh,
Wasn't that the one that we were talking about last week?
it's from Devil's Do That. Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. Another Motor Girl, the ninth issue of Motor Girl from Abstract Studios and Terry Moore. Pretty good series, kind of weird.
Is this the first week for Shadow and the Batman #1?
No.
Okay, why am I looking at that then?
Where are you at?
In the S's?
Oh, Shadow Batman. Okay, wasn't there like a Batman Shadow cross?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, this seems like we've already talked about it.
Yeah, I thought it just finished. So this is different?
Yeah, we've got a Dustin Nguyen and a Sienkiewicz cover.
A Sienkiewicz cover. That's so weird because that looks so similar to the last volume.
Yeah.
What is the deal?
Yeah, I'll have to do some research to find out what I mean, I passed on it previously. I'm probably going to pass on it now.
But why is it repeating itself so quickly? And what about Shadowman Ray Sravander?
It's a crossover event from Valiant.
Ray Shremmerd. What is that word? The multi-platinum hip-hop superstars behind the #1 hit Black Beatles.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. Leaving me behind on that one.
Yeah.
The critically acclaimed Six Gun #1, also available as a $1 comic from Colin Bunn and Oni Press. Check that out.
The Tick 2017 #1 from New England Comics by Cullen Bunn and Jimmy Z. Johnson. Amazon is bringing The Tick back to TV this summer, and NEC, which is New England Comics, is bringing The Tick back to comics in August with an all-new continuing color series written by Cullen Bunn.
Yeah.
Might be something there. People love The Tick.
We've got The Last Hunt #2 from Amigo and The Last Hunt #3 from Amigo. It looks to be coming out this week, but then when you click on them, they both say in shops December 27th, 2017. I'm not really sure what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Is Diamond's site wonky?
No.
What's going on? I don't understand why. I mean, would Amigo want to put out 2 issues of a book in the same week?
No.
Even if they're delayed, wouldn't you hold that other one back a tad so that it at least had a week by itself?
Yes.
I'm no publishing expert, but that's what I would do.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah. I don't see anything.
What about Weed Magic from Bliss on Tap with a price of $4.20?
$4.20. Ha ha ha! That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You're not impressed.
No. You'll get a lot of people that were going to pick this up Wednesday, but somehow they forgot. All right. War for the Planet of the Apes 4 from Boom.
Yep.
Anything else?
No.
All right, Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I say, what is the book that we talked about that is the book of the week, the one to go back, pick up, make sure you take home in that 9.8 condition, and just hold on to, because it's going to either be thrown on eBay right away, or we think it will be worth something down the road.
I'm double dipping on slots #1. I'm getting both the cover A because Kyle requires it, and the cover B because it's a Walking Dead 100 tribute.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
Is there a possibility, let me talk this through,
Okay.
that the Here's Negan hardcover could be collectible? Or will it be printed incessantly from now on?
I'm not sure how Image does quote-unquote first print, second print, or any of that on hardcover. So I'm going to say nothing there.
Okay.
The more I look at Sean Murphy's Batman White Knight,
Good call.
the more I think this 7-issue series could be something, especially since you also look at things like Previews World will keep track of like shares and stuff, and there's been a lot of interest in just through their site on this.
Yes.
It got the cover of the previews the one month. I wasn't big on it, but the more I read and look at it and think about it as a premise, the more I'm like, that's pretty cool, original, and something I think I should give a read to.
And we have, history on our side because of the massive profits made on Wake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding. There were no profits made.
No, there were not. None whatsoever.
And what was that Rick Remender, Sean Murphy book, the futuristic 10-issue series? Was it Rick Remender and Sean Murphy, or just Rick Remender and somebody, or Sean Murphy and somebody else? Big motorcycle on the cover, remember?
Oh,
remember?
Tokyo Ghost?
Tokyo Ghost, yes. Did we make any money on that?
No.
No. Punk Rock Jesus, though. That was a big one, right?
There you go. Hey.
That's him, isn't it?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Hey, I hope it's big. I hope it's big because I like the art. It's pretty.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely.
Yeah. We also, if you want to shoot over and look at some of those incentive and
sure,
chase
head
variants.
up towards new releases. Let's check out new printings and variants.
Yeah, so we got to go all the way down to the bottom, I think, to get those. So stay away from the chases at the top. It's too long. DC's offering Dark Knight's Metal #2 to its second printing. Mr. Miracle #1 goes to a third. Mr. Miracle #2 goes to a second right away.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Gasolina #1 going to a second printing and Realm #1 going to a second printing from Image, because that's our boy Han that did The Beauty.
Yep. Jeremy Han.
Yeah. Marvel's offering. You mentioned Totally Awesome, didn't you? Yeah, 20 going to second. We've got the Venomverse 1 going to a second.
The Hawkeye and Hawkeye, the Mata connecting variant for the second print there.
Every one of these Generations books has gone to at least a second and sometimes a third printing. What is up with that?
I think they just do that, regardless of if it's warranted or not.
That's not true.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Why would they do that? Why would they do another printing of something that nobody wants anymore?
Well, they already have all these Mata second prints done, so they're putting them out regardless.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize that. We've got a Robotech third printing for #1.
Talked about that not being art germ, so not being interesting.
You did say that. You just said that?
I said it when we were droning through the back half.
Oh, gotcha.
Anything?
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
was
it?
going to say. Not a ton.
That's it.
There you go.
That is it.
Well, I want to thank everybody for tagging along with Drew and myself as we jumped through comics in your sneak peek for October 4th, 2017. Can't believe we are already into October. This year is flown by. If you have a pick for this week that we missed, feel free to drop us a line and say, hey, Kyle, hey, Drew, this is the book that I'll be picking up this week, and I think you missed it because of this reason. Or if you agree with us and you're snagging something up, let us know about that as well. Of course, we can be found on all the places that Drew talked about earlier, and of course, we are once again begging for 5-star reviews from iTunes. But we thank you so much for listening to us. For Drew and for myself, see ya!